Listen to me, because this is the moment that separates winners from the crowd. While most people are hesitating, overthinking, waiting for the perfect time, you have the chance to move, to act, to win. The quickest way to win big is not by waiting, it's by deciding, by taking massive action, by using obstacles as fuel and locking in like your life depends on it. Today, you're going to learn how to leap forward while others are still standing still. Are you ready to stop waiting and start dominating your life? Let's go. You know, the first thing I want you to understand is this. The moment you hesitate, the world is moving without you. Everyone else is waiting for the right moment, waiting for the perfect plan, waiting for permission, waiting for some kind of validation that may never come. But here's the truth. Decisions aren't made in the waiting room of life. They're made in the heat of action, in the split second where courage meets clarity. And the fastest way to win big while others are still waiting is to decide faster than anyone else around you. It sounds simple, right? But simplicity is often overlooked. And it's exactly what separates the ones who dominate from the ones who watch from the sidelines. Think about it. How many times have you caught yourself overthinking? You sit there weighing every possible outcome, every what if, every potential mistake, and by the time you finally convince yourself it's safe, someone else has already taken the leap, claimed the opportunity, and moved ahead. Life doesn't reward perfection. It rewards speed and commitment. It rewards the people who make a choice and then figure out how to win after they've already begun. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know every detail. You just have to decide and commit. That's where the magic happens. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment a person standing at the edge of a huge opportunity. They can either take the step or wait. The person who hesitates, they're paralyzed by doubt. They're analyzing, questioning, postponing, and every second they wait, the opportunity grows colder. Meanwhile, the person who decides immediately, who leaps forward with imperfect information, begins to create momentum. They're already moving. They're already learning. They're already winning. Momentum is a compounding force in life. Once it starts, it doesn't stop. And guess what? You can't get momentum by thinking about it. You only get it by deciding. Here's another thing. Decision-making is like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. The more often you make quick, committed choices, the more naturally they flow to you and the faster you move through life. And with every decision, even the ones that don't work out exactly as you plan, you gain clarity, you gain experience, you gain speed. You start to see patterns. You start to anticipate what's coming. You start to win in ways that those who wait can only dream about. But I know what you're thinking. What if I fail? That's exactly why so many people wait. Fear of failure freezes them in place. Here's the secret. Failure isn't failure unless you let it stop you. Every mistake, every misstep, every wrong decision is a stepping stone to something greater. The faster you decide, the faster you learn, the faster you grow. Waiting doesn't keep you safe. It just keeps you behind. And while the world hesitates, the person who decides is already turning mistakes into opportunities, setbacks into lessons, and uncertainty into advantage. Let's be honest. Life rewards action. Life rewards the people who move first, the ones who risk more, the ones who decide with clarity and courage, even when it's uncomfortable. And the best part? You don't need to have everything perfect. You don't need to know every answer. You just need to have the boldness to decide and the commitment to follow through. Because once you do, the universe begins to conspire in your favor. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. Connections appear that you weren't expecting. The momentum starts to carry you in ways that hesitation never could. So today I'm asking you to stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop giving the world the power to determine your pace. Decide faster than you've ever decided before. Commit to your goals with urgency. Step into opportunities while others are still calculating, because speed in decision-making is the ultimate advantage. It's the edge that puts you ahead. It's the spark that turns potential into reality. And remember this, life doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who decide, those who act, those who refuse to be left behind. Decide now. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Move. Here's the truth most people don't want to admit. You will never feel fully ready. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect conditions, they're illusions that keep you trapped in a waiting game. Everyone around you is waiting. They're waiting for confidence, for clarity, for permission from someone else to take action. And while they wait, life moves. Opportunities pass. Momentum is lost. But the quickest way to get ahead, the way to win big while others are still stuck, is to act now. Imperfectly, fearfully, messily, but decisively. Action creates confidence. Action creates clarity. Waiting creates nothing. I want you to imagine something with me. Picture a powerful force building inside you. A force that wants to push you forward, but you hold it back because you're not ready. That force is potential. That force is the future version of yourself that you're capable of becoming. Every moment you hold back, you deny that future. Every second you hesitate. Someone else is stepping into the same opportunities you're waiting for. Action is the engine that turns potential into results. Waiting is the brake that keeps you stuck. If you want to win while others are still calculating, you must take massive action before you feel ready. Not after, but now. You might be thinking, but what if I fail? What if I make the wrong move? Let me tell you something. The wrong move beats no move every single time. Every action you take teaches you something, even if it doesn't go perfectly. Every misstep uncovers information you wouldn't have had if you stayed frozen. Action is feedback. Action is learning. Action is growth. Waiting is just regret building quietly in the background while life marches on. You cannot speed up experience by overthinking. You can only speed it up by doing. Think about the people who achieve extraordinary results. They don't sit around waiting for certainty. They move, they try, they experiment, and they refine as they go. They take imperfect action and use it as fuel. They turn small steps into momentum that quickly becomes unstoppable. There's a power in starting before you're ready. A raw, unstoppable power that turns fear into energy and hesitation into momentum. You don't have to wait to feel confident. Confidence comes from action. Courage comes from movement. And results come from relentless pursuit. Now, I want you to understand something important about action. It's not just about doing random things. It's about taking massive, focused action. It's about moving with intensity towards your goals, even when you feel unsure, even when conditions aren't perfect, even when the world seems to whisper that you should wait. Most people will never do this. Most people will cling to comfort, but you have a choice. You can choose to move now while others are still planning, calculating, and waiting. You can choose to leap before the fear paralyzes you, and in that leap, you will find clarity, opportunity, and momentum. Every great breakthrough in history started this way. Every person who accomplished something extraordinary, every business that changed an industry, every life that transformed, all of them acted before they were ready. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for the right time. They took action, learned fast, corrected fast, and kept moving. Action compounds like nothing else. A single step forward leads to another, and soon you are miles ahead of those still waiting for everything to be perfect. And here's another secret. When you act now imperfectly, the universe responds to movement. Doors open that were invisible when you were sitting still. Opportunities appear that only reveal themselves to people who are moving. People take notice. The world starts to align with those who are determined, not those who are tentative. When you commit to action before you feel ready, you send a signal, not just to the world, but to yourself, that you are serious about winning. That signal is magnetic. It draws results, people, ideas, and momentum toward you. So I want you to make a choice right now. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for readiness, for permission, for perfect conditions. You will never have them all. What you will have is the courage to act, the discipline to keep moving, and the audacity to start before it feels comfortable. That is how winners get ahead. That is how the fastest, smartest people claim opportunities while the rest are still sitting on the sidelines. Action is your shortcut. Action is your edge. Action is your weapon to win while others are still waiting. Move before you feel ready. Start now. Let me tell you something. Most people never fully understand. Obstacles are not roadblocks. They are accelerators, the very thing that scares most people. The thing that makes them stop, hesitate, or retreat is actually the fuel that can propel you forward faster than anyone else. Think about it. While others see problems and shrink, you can see opportunity and expand. Every challenge you face is a chance to get ahead, a chance to turn a setback into a shortcut, a chance to rise faster than anyone who is still waiting for life to be easy. Most people run from obstacles. They avoid discomfort. They hope problems will go away on their own. But let's be honest, life doesn't give a free pass. Life doesn't wait until you feel safe, confident, or prepared. The question is, will you use obstacles as excuses or will you use them as leverage? Because here's the truth. The fastest way to win big is to learn how to convert every challenge into advantage, every difficulty into a stepping stone. The sooner you master this, the faster you rise while others are still stuck. Imagine for a moment you're climbing a mountain. You look up and see rocks, cliffs, storms, and uncertain paths. Most people look at that and turn back. But someone who sees the mountain differently, someone who sees every rock as a handhold, every storm as a purifier of weakness, every cliff as a challenge to rise higher, will reach the summit while everyone else hesitates at the base. That's the mindset I'm talking about. The mindset that turns obstacles into shortcuts. Here's the first step. Stop labeling challenges as problems. Call them opportunities. The moment you reframe your thinking, everything changes. A missed deal is not a failure, it's feedback. A closed door is not a rejection, it's redirection. A difficult conversation is not a threat, it's a bribe. DGE to clarity. When you see the world this way, obstacles no longer slow you down. They accelerate your learning. They sharpen your skill. They push you to grow faster than those who wish for a smooth path. And obstacles are powerful teachers. They expose weakness, yes, but they also reveal strength you didn't know you had. They force creativity. They demand resourcefulness. They require you to stretch beyond what you thought was possible. Most people run at the first sign of resistance. Winners lean in, embrace it, and ask the question, how can I turn this into an advantage? That's where the shortcut lies. Because when others are stalled by difficulty, you are gaining insight, gaining momentum, gaining experience that no waiting room or comfort zone could ever give you. Now, I want you to really feel this. Life is not designed to reward the cautious. The world is designed to reward the bold. But boldness doesn't mean recklessness. Boldness means seeing the obstacle, understanding it, and using it strategically. It's about turning friction into leverage, about using pressure to build power, about converting resistance into acceleration. Every challenge you face can become a ladder that propels you higher if you refuse to be intimidated, if you refuse to complain, if you refuse to waste energy wishing it were easier. Think about every person who's ever achieved extraordinary success. They didn't avoid hardship, they embraced it. They saw every obstacle as a chance to get ahead. A competitor's attack becomes an opportunity to sharpen strategy. A financial setback becomes a chance to innovate. A personal difficulty becomes a test of strength that, when overcome, separates them from the crowd. That's how you win while others are still waiting. They see problems as springboards, not roadblocks. And here's something most people miss. The bigger the obstacle, the bigger the opportunity. If something scares most people, that's exactly the space you want to occupy. If it seems impossible to others, that's exactly where you can create breakthrough results. Fear, challenge, resistance. These are indicators of the fastest path to massive impact. You don't shrink from them. You step toward them. You use them. You convert what stops others into what launches you. So here's the key. Don't just endure obstacles, study them. Learn from them. Ask yourself, how can this make me stronger? How can this move me faster? How can this give me the advantage others will never see? The moment you start thinking this way, the world changes. You start moving through life at a speed that surprises people, even yourself. You start winning while others are still stalled, stuck, and hoping for a smoother road. Obstacles are inevitable. Waiting for them to disappear is pointless. Using them to accelerate is choice. That choice is yours. And when you take it, you realize something incredible. Life doesn't slow you down when you embrace the challenge. Life speeds you up. Life becomes the very engine of your breakthrough. Turn your obstacles into shortcuts. I want you to understand something right now. Focus is your secret weapon. It's the one thing that separates people who achieve extraordinary results from people who drift through life, watching others get ahead while they wait. The world is full of distractions, full of noise, full of endless options pulling at your attention. Email, social media, notifications, meetings, problems, worries. They all chip away at your energy, your clarity, your ability to move forward. And here's the truth. Wherever your attention goes, momentum follows. You cannot win big while your focus is divided. If you want to move faster than the crowd, if you want to create breakthroughs while others are still trying to figure things out, you have to lock in your focus like your life depends on it. Because in a very real way, it does. Focus is more than just paying attention. Focus is intention. Focus is discipline. It's saying no to the things that don't matter so you can pour your energy into the things that do. Every time you allow yourself to be distracted, you lose energy, you lose time, you lose advantage. And the sad thing is most people don't even notice it happening. They think they're productive, but they're scattered. They think they're moving forward, but they're spinning wheels. Meanwhile, the person who locks in, the person who eliminates distractions, the person who channels their energy relentlessly toward one goal moves at a speed that astonishes everyone around them. Now, I want you to really feel this. Your mind is like a spotlight. Wherever it shines, growth follows. If your spotlight is scattered across 10 things at once, you make slow progress on all of them. But if your spotlight is trained on the one thing that matters most, the thing that can change everything, your results multiply. You begin to move in ways that seem impossible to those who are still looking around, still wondering, still hesitating. Focus compounds. The more you give it, the more you gain. The more energy you pour into clarity, the faster life responds. Here's the thing most people don't grasp. Focus is a choice, not a circumstance. You can't wait for the perfect environment, for the perfect motivation, for the perfect conditions. Those things rarely come. You create focus. You decide where your energy goes, and you protect it fiercely. You become ruthless about it. That means saying no to distractions, saying no to the things that don't serve your vision, and saying yes only to the actions that move the needle. It's not easy at first. It takes discipline. It takes courage, but the rewards are massive. Because while the world scatters its energy in 1,000 directions, you are moving like a laser toward your goal. Focus also requires awareness. You have to see where your attention is going and catch yourself when it wanders. The moment you notice you've been drifting, you pull yourself back, you reset, you redirect. And over time, this builds a kind of unstoppable momentum. The world tries to pull you off course, but you've learned to lock in. You've learned to stay in the zone. You've learned to channel your energy so completely that nothing slows you down. And the faster you master this, the faster you win, while everyone else is still trying to organize their thoughts, still trying to get serious about their goals, still waiting for clarity that only action and focus can create. Let me give you another insight. Focus doesn't just accelerate results, it amplifies impact. When you're fully present, fully committed, fully concentrated, you see opportunities others miss. You notice details that create breakthroughs. You anticipate problems before they arise. You create a force around yourself that attracts results, momentum, and people who will help you move faster. Focus is not just a skill, it's a superpower, and it's available to anyone willing to claim it. So here's the challenge. Take inventory of your attention. Look at where you are spending your energy every day. Are you scattered? Are you distracted? Or are you locked in, relentlessly pursuing the things that matter most? Because here's the truth. Your results will never exceed the quality of your focus. Your momentum, your breakthroughs, your wins, they are directly proportional to how tightly you can channel your energy towards your goal. And the moment you do, you begin moving at a speed that others can't even imagine. You begin winning while others are still waiting, still hoping, still distracted. Focus is not just about doing more. It's about doing what matters most and doing it with intensity. Protect your time, protect your attention, protect your energy. Block out the noise, ignore the distractions, invest in the actions that move you forward. The faster you master this, the faster you accelerate. And the truth is, there's nothing more powerful in the world than someone who is locked in and unstoppable. Lock in your focus. Here's something that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. The fastest way to win is to model what works. Most people think success comes from trial and error, from wandering around hoping they'll figure it out eventually. That's slow. That's painful. That's the reason most people are still waiting while someone else is winning big. But the truth is, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to start from scratch. You can study, observe, and emulate the people who have already achieved what you want. That's the shortcut. That's how you compress decades of experience into days, weeks, or months. And it's available to anyone who is willing to pay attention, learn, and act. Think about it for a moment. Every breakthrough, every achievement, every success story is built on someone else's foundation. No one reaches the top entirely alone. They study mentors. They learn from the mistakes and wins of others. They borrow strategies that already work. That's how you move faster. That's how you leap ahead while others are still trying to figure out the basics. It's not cheating. It's smart. It's efficiency. It's the way winners get ahead while the rest of the world is still experimenting. Now, modeling doesn't mean copying blindly. It means understanding the principles behind success and applying them in your own life. It means seeing the strategies, behaviors, and mindsets that create results and integrating them into your and actions. It means asking questions like, what is this person doing differently that I can do too? How are they thinking? How are they responding to challenges? What patterns exist in their behavior that I can adopt? That's where the power lies, understanding the essence of what works and making it your own. Here's something most people miss. Time is the ultimate leverage. You can spend years trying to learn through mistakes, or you can learn from someone else's experience and leap ahead. Think about it. The world is full of people who are reinventing the wheel, who are wasting energy and time figuring out lessons someone else already learned. Meanwhile, the person who models success is already ahead, already moving, already building momentum. That's the power of smart action. The power of learning from the right sources, the power of following proven paths. But it's not just about copying tactics. It's about mindset. The people who get results fast think differently. They approach problems differently. They persist differently. They see opportunities that others miss. And by observing, studying, and modeling them, you absorb not just strategies, but ways of thinking. You start to anticipate, to respond, to innovate in ways that those still figuring it out can't. Modeling success accelerates your learning on every level. Skills, strategies, mindset, even emotional resilience. Now, I want you to see this clearly. Modeling is active, not passive. It's not just watching or reading, it's doing. It's taking what works and immediately putting it into action. You study a method, a strategy, a habit, and then you practice it relentlessly until it becomes part of who you are. That's how you shortcut growth. That's how you compress experience. That's how you start winning while others are still waiting for clarity, still fumbling, still wondering what to do next. And here's the beautiful thing. Modeling doesn't limit your originality. In fact, it expands it. By standing on the shoulders of those who've gone before, you gain perspective, insight, and freedom to innovate. You can see what works, avoid what doesn't, and then add your own twist, your own creativity, your own edge. That's how you move faster, think smarter, and create results that are uniquely yours. That's how you win while others are still waiting. I want you to imagine the momentum you can create when you commit to this. Every day, every lesson, every strategy you borrow from someone who's already succeeding adds speed to your journey. Every shortcut you take compounds. Every insight you integrate moves you ahead. And soon you're operating at a level that seems impossible to someone still figuring out how to get started. That's how modeling accelerates success. That's how you take the path of least resistance while gaining the maximum result. So here's the key. Identify your mentors, your role models, your guides. Study what works, analyze why it works, and put it into action immediately. Observe not just their tactics, but their thinking, their discipline, their persistence, and their focus. Absorb it, apply it, make it part of your life, and watch as your speed, your clarity, and your results begin to soar past those who are still waiting for their moment. Model what works. Let me tell you something most people never fully grasp. Persistence is not about stubbornly grinding without direction. It's not about exhausting yourself by working endlessly and hoping for results. True persistence is intelligent. It's strategic. It's focused energy applied consistently over time. Most people quit too early because they misunderstand this. They see obstacles, setbacks, failures, or slow progress, and they take it as a signal to stop. But the truth is, the difference between winning, energy, and waiting is not luck. It's persistence applied wisely. You outlast others not just by working harder, but by working smarter, by staying committed when others let fear, frustration, or fatigue steal their momentum. Think about it. Most people give up when it gets tough. Most people retreat when progress slows. And that's exactly the moment you must lean in. That's the moment that separates the winners from the spectators. Persistence is what turns small advantages into massive breakthroughs. It's what allows you to climb higher, push farther, and achieve faster results than those who are still hesitating or quitting. But here's the key. You don't just persist blindly. You persist with strategy. You persist with focus. You persist with an understanding of what works and what doesn't, adjusting as you go, learning and improving along the way. That's how the fastest, smartest people win while others are still waiting. Persistence also builds momentum in ways nothing else can. Every step you take, no matter how small, compounds. Every action you repeat consistently, every effort you make with intention adds up. The person who quits after a setback loses that compounding effect. The person who keeps moving, adjusting, learning, and pushing forward gains it exponentially. That momentum becomes unstoppable. And when you combine persistence with focus, with clarity, with the right strategies, you become someone who doesn't just participate in life. You dominate it. You move faster, adapt quicker, and achieve bigger results while others are still figuring out where to start. Here's the thing most people overlook. Persistence is also about emotional resilience. It's about staying steady when the world tries to shake you, when criticism comes, when failure appears inevitable. It's about maintaining your energy, your belief, and your vision even when the path is unclear. Most people give up because they let their emotions dictate their actions. Winners, on the other hand, harness their emotions. They channel frustration into fuel, disappointment into clarity, and setbacks into strategy. That emotional strength, combined with intelligent persistence, is what creates breakthroughs that seem impossible to anyone else. Persistence requires patience, yes, but it's an active patience. It's not waiting idly. It's moving purposefully while the world waits. It's learning, adjusting, and growing while others hesitate. It's consistently applying energy to the right actions, even when the results are not immediate. And here's the powerful truth. Those results will come faster than you think. When you persist, when you refuse to be deterred, when you stay strategically focused, you create an unstoppable trajectory. Every small effort multiplies. Every step forward builds power. Every day you refuse to quit moves you miles ahead of those who gave up long ago. Think about it this way. The fastest, most successful people are not necessarily the most talented or the luckiest. They are the ones who outlast everyone else. They are the ones who keep showing up when others have stopped. They are the ones who embrace challenges, learn from mistakes, and continue moving with smart energy. That combination, persistence plus intelligence, is a formula for results that most people never experience because they quit too soon, they act too sporadically, or they fail to adjust along the way. And the beauty of persistence is that it compounds not only your efforts, but your confidence. Every time you push through when others would quit, you prove something to yourself, that you are capable, that you are resilient, that you are unstoppable. That confidence fuels the next challenge. That momentum accelerates your results. That energy creates an edge so powerful that you start winning while others are still waiting, still doubting, still hesitating. So here's the bottom line. Don't quit. Don't settle for half effort, half focus, or half belief. Out-persist everyone around you, but do it intelligently. Combine relentless action with smart strategy, learning, and adjustment. Stay committed, stay focused, and keep moving even when it feels hard. That is how small steps become massive breakthroughs. That is how ordinary effort becomes extraordinary results. That is how you win big while others are still waiting. Out-persist everyone intelligently.